Hello, are you out there? It's Mark with Redo Over, and I know it's been a little bit of a while. Yeah, I had stuff come up, real life stuff with family, and now it's the holidays, and I had a 24-hour power outage this weekend. So it's now Sunday night, and I thought, you know what? We haven't done Stellaris in a long time. I think this is episode 15 of our in-depth tutorial playthrough. So if you've been following along this far, that's a lot of hours, and we're gonna push through. And at some point, not today, but at some point, we will get a victory or a loss, but we'll complete a game. So, if I recall, we left off completely dominating our quadrant. Well, probably our quintant. Is that a word? Quintant, 1/5 of the galaxy? Yeah. But we are pushing on here to the south through Ubskyke. We're going to try and claim the Fenny system as soon as we can to seal off. It's like about 8 or 9 additional systems, which will really get us closer to that full quadrant of control. And actually, we just had a technology pop up. When we click in there, it was the energy siphon, the little squiggly deal. We can see that by going to research. Yes, right. Oh, energy siphon? Yeah, here we go. Adapting to the Tianki method of siphoning energy from gaseous matter, it is possible to construct weapons draining energy from enemy ships. So this would be a small mount only? Interesting. I didn't realize that would be the case, but yeah. It is 100% bonus to shield damage, and it's cruddy against armor, minus 75% armor damage. So it can, a little bit can get through armor, but not much. So it's not completely useless. But yeah, it's going to do double damage against shields. So awesome. I guess you would put that in place of, what is it? Beam weapons? Is it beam weapons? I can't remember. But we need to select something new. So we'll jump back over to select research. We have currently 5 options. Now, I see that we're a good chunk of the way through climate control, but usually in the early phase of the game, the growth phase, you don't work on clearing blockers. You don't really have the time or the resources to do that. It's just not urgent. So I think we'd be better served by choosing one of these other 4. Now, I see that we have a statecraft and some new worlds technology. Our leader in particular focuses on biology and statecraft. So I'm glad I checked. As people like Herman grow in their capabilities, they will gain expertise in more and more technological specialities. I don't exactly know what the word for it, but focuses, whatever, techno focuses. So in this case, I see an additional blocker for soil. I see a deep crust blocker. We've already stated we don't care about blockers. I see stellar expansion would be a nice starbase capacity +2. But as you've noticed, we've already got some overhead. As we've grown, we've gone from a 3 starbase cap to 5 now. And we only have 3 starbases built, so we have plenty of overhead. Although I would love to be able to build up to 7 starbases, we don't have a need for it. But this, artificial moral codes, happens to fall under Herman's statecraft speciality. And it will give us a minus 15% to crime reduction. So let 15% less crime. I don't think that's an issue for us, but it could become an issue, but not. Once we have this, we'll probably never have to worry about crime, right? Like knock on my particle wood desk for luck. It also gives us a plus 5% amenities in general, and it unlocks an edict, networked amenities, which would allow us to convert rare crystals or space nuts as we like to call them, into additional amenities, right? It's just hyper relays plus 10%. Cool. Which is just amenities, I guess. What is a hyper relay? Rare crystals upkeep of hyper relays plus. Okay, I guess I don't know what the hell a hyper relay is, but it's more amenities. So we're going to take it. There we go. We'll have that done in 29 months. We have a long way to go for automated exploration protocols, 20 months out, and the drone study is currently under review. So this engineering product, artificial workforce, is paused for the time being. I also find it somewhat fascinating that we're currently working on automated exploring, artificial moral codes, and artificial workforce. It just so happens they all coincide with AI of some sort. But yeah, the drone study is going. If we want a little more info on that, we can jump up to our situation log. Drone study, damn near done. 1 month away. That's great. I think that'll probably be a pretty good reward. Fingers crossed. So let's just run the clock, folks. I'll hit the space bar and we'll run it at fast speed. Here we go. What did we get done there? I'm going to hit pause real quick. So we got 2 constructions complete. We got an anomaly. So this is Playful Runes at Queb Duran 2. So Jessica's out there right now, Jessica Newman, and she is in particular a roamer. So she is very quick at surveying. So she'll get surveys done fast, which we like. It is routine for her, so she'll be able to finish this very quickly. Impressive structures litter a small area on the surface of Queb Duran 2, practically begging for some archaeological work. Yeah, research away, no problem. And we'll dismiss that. You can see that's the Darwin down here with Jessica. Just branching into this. I'm pretty sure we're going to run into some Xenos down here eventually. It's just, there's got to be more Xenos out there. And at some point, our borders are going to bump up against them. But hopefully not too soon. I don't want to overextend, but I want to claim Fenny. Again, the reason we want to claim Fenny is it's a wonderful choke point cutting off all these star systems. I mean, theoretically, we could probably grab Queb Duran, but we'll measure it out. We'll see how far we can push. But for right now, Fenny's going to be the target. But we have 2 constructions complete. Let's just jump on this. Starbase just wrapped. Where the hell are we? At Phainov. Oh, I guess, yeah, you know what? We're trying to grab a couple of these systems away from the Ishnians. Right, like Klendath is not claimed yet. We haven't even surveyed Klendath. I believe, though, they have. Yeah. That's their station. So we can't get Klendath, even though we haven't surveyed it. Like, we could survey it, but we can't claim it. So that's the extent of their space. Now, we've sealed off Phainov, Ramston, Wexia, and Brakamar. I'll tell you, the big bummer is that gives them a spearhead deep into our space. 4 of our systems are threatened through Klendath and Binder. There's not a lot we can do about it, unfortunately, except leave some fleets floating around. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Currently, we have a 5th fleet headed towards the frontier, headed to the galactic south. We have 3rd fleet headed to our starbase of the Zivok system. Not for upgrades. They don't have any upgrades available. Not sure what they're going there for. Maybe to protect the starbase. I don't know. And then we also have 2nd Fleet that it is going to be upgraded. If we click upgrade, they will start on that. So yes, the Zivok station does in fact have a shipyard. So they can be upgraded right there. So that'll be done quickly. Maybe we're going to group up 2nd Fleet with 3rd Fleet. Just to give them some good punch. I don't think that's a bad idea. I see that the Ishnians do have a science ship in our space. That's not really a problem. But yeah, let's take this constructor, the Adriatic, and we will have them just grab up these couple of resources. We have 3 energy, 2 mineral, and 3 society research. So we'll click the Adriatic, and we will shift right click. We'll do mining first, followed by research. Not really caring about the order of that too much. They're all so close that I don't think materially it's going to matter much. I was going to say militarily, but materially is a word. I think we can all agree it's a word. That's that one. And we have another. What do we got here? This is an Uproth. Interesting. Now, I do see the Juvens are scientifically probing, but Robalius is such a crummy system. If they were to colonize it, I mean, I wouldn't like it if they claim it, but it's about as bad of a system as you can possibly have. So I'm not sweating that too much. But now that Uproth is ours, we have a colony there. We do not have the technology to harvest space nuts yet, rare crystals. So I would say we send the Yangtze onto Dristmac. I think, unfortunately, Dristmac is slightly a low priority as far as claims go, because we are kind of in a race right now to get Obskyke, Higashik Ata, and Feni. So that's 3 more things we got to claim, or did we already claim? Oh, we did. Actually, we've already spent the influence to grab Obskyke. We're sitting at no influence. Slow to gain. But listen, I think we've got 2 systems to claim before we claim Dristmac. However, I don't really want to pull the Yangtze out of position. There's not a lot else for her to build. So let's just send her on to Dristmac, and she'll just wait there till her turn comes. But Dristmac is a really good system. I mean, 4 energy, 2 mineral, 2 physics research, and 3 society. We're going to want it eventually. So that looks good. And let's roll the clock. Mining drone work ethic. This is the completed project. Complete. There you go. Thanks. Can you guys hear that? It said special project complete in the cool voice. The drones, in their tireless, endless work of extracting ever-diminishing resources from their local planetoids, make for a somewhat dull but nevertheless informative subject of study. In fact, mining networks on Earth could stand to learn a thing or two about maximizing mineral extraction rates while conserving energy. Additionally, we found that the drones are not completely silent. They emit signal pings through extremely infrequent and at wavelengths hard to isolate from background noise. If there is anyone left to receive these pings, may be a mystery for another time. If there is anyone left, yeah. Who initially made the mining drones? Hopefully they're not still around. We have 2 options though. Easy prey or fascinating automata. Automata. I think it's automata, but yeah, you got me. Easy prey. Drone destroyer, modifier added. Damage to ancient mining drones plus 33%. That would just make it easier for us to annihilate any mining drones we come across, and then potentially harvest the debris they leave behind, which, scientific information, resources potentially, or fascinating automata. Mining drone techniques modifier, mining station mineral output plus 10%. Yeah, that's valuable to us right now across all of our mining stations and any additional ones we build. And it'll stack with technologies that will improve our mining. We're taking that. It's going to pay us immediately. Upgrades done down there at Zvox. I'm just watching our fleet zip around. I can see the Ishnians have 2 science vessels moving about in our space right now. Oh boy. Hostile fleet. Were these guys always hostile to us? So check this out. We've got caretakers, Leviathans, the Tianki, and what are these? The mining corpse drones. Oh wow, they are just hostile. Oh yeah, here we go. This is the drone fleet. That's clearly their main mining station where they return their minerals to. However, we can see that the firepower of that fleet, we'll say, is sitting at 683. We could crack that with one of our fleets, not the 6th fleet. The 1st fleet. And why is 1st fleet sitting on top of the Juvians? Did we bring the Juvians as a vassal? Did we vassalize the Juvians? I think we did. Oh shoot. Which is fine. I am curious now though, how do we get this upgraded? Ooh boy. I would love to get these guys repaired and upgraded. Maybe we can send them back to Stratal. I mean, we can obviously move through their space, but that fleet there at Polaris is unknown. It can knock us around pretty good. And of course, this is the backside of the Ishnian state here. So if we jump into the power rankings, let's look at our power rankings real quick. That is not it. Species, where are we? Claims, discoveries, contacts. Yeah. They are vassalized. They are inferior to us. They are inferior to us in fleet power, but equivalent in economic and technological power. I'm actually surprised they vassalize. Now, I wonder if potentially they were under a lot of threat from the Ishnians. Right? They're sort of pigeonholed in here. Check it out, folks. If you look at the backside of the Juvian space, the only way out of Juvian space is through Polaris, which has some sort of hostile fleet, or going through Ishnian space. We have clogged up the rest of this. So the Juvians really are pigeonholed in. Now, however, it's not like the Ishnians have a whole lot of room. They're tucked into a very tiny pocket around the core of the galaxy right here. But they have the smallest little bit to squeak out the backside of this. I almost wish the Juvians could have somehow snuck out the back and pigeonholed them in. But I would imagine we're going to go to war with the Ishnians before the Juvians, probably trying to pop through Klendath into Binder and just taking the systems one by one, completely consuming the Ishnians. I think that would be big brain. I think they're a relatively soft target. But yeah, for the time being, let's just have the First Fleet repair. That should recall them. Or not. Guys. Boom. Well, what am I missing? That is our fleet, but it's not recalling them. Do we control this station? We don't. Will they repair here? Where's our fleet? Is anybody seeing our fleet? What am I missing here, guys? That's our fleet. Oh, they are going to repair there. It's non-hostile to us? Oh my god. So I've never done a lot with alliances and federations and all that, and I would say that vassalage is one of the newer mechanics from recent years. So I can honestly say I did not realize that as a vassal state to us, we have access to their shipyards. That's great. I'm not complaining. I will take it. Here we go, though. We have Abandoned Amusement Park. This is probably Jessica's project. The structures on Queb Duran 2 are not as old as we first believed. It is a playground or amusement park of some sort. Science Officer Jessica Newman notes that many of the contraptions are highly complex creations that we can learn much from, and that from the builder's alien point of view, this might have been a cutting-edge sensory array or even a gigantic art installation. Regardless, to us humans, it looks mostly like a place where you would take your young and let them amuse themselves. Intriguing. I'm not going to complain. This gives us a big chunk of society, 1900, and a lesser chunk of engineering research at 1100. That will go into our research piggy bank, our surplus research. I'm pretty psyched about that. And then I'm going to back out. I'm pausing the clock real quick because I do want to make sure that Jessica gets back to work. She is. She's going to continue right on with her surveys right now, trying to finish the Queb survey. But yeah, we have... oh, and one other thing. The fleet upgrade just finished for Third Fleet. But was that repair and upgrade? Hold on. Where's Third Fleet, folks? Come on. She is right here. Second Fleet is fully upgraded. Third Fleet is repaired. Here we go. So we will click upgrade. And then I think we should combine the two fleets. Yeah. As soon as the upgrade's done, we'll see about combining those two into one. So we'll close that down, and let's take a look at our next tradition pick available. So we have 6200 Unity, and we've just started into the domination tree. We've already selected it. We've got the first pick, which was getting us Empire size from Pops and minus 10%. Cool. Or no, that's the finisher effect. I apologize. You actually have to mouse over the title tag to get the starting effect. In this case, when we adopted it, we got worker pop resource output plus 5%, slave pop resource output plus 5%, enslaves political power minus 0.25. So I don't think we have any slaves. I think we're like egalitarian and stuff. It's been a while. I apologize. But I think we're very freedom-loving and democratic and all that good stuff. So, but yeah, the worker pop It's just a nice straight bonus to all of our general workers. But here we go. We have 3 options available. Colonial Viceroys. So this would be a monthly influence of plus 0.5. Now remember, influence is always a very difficult thing to gain. So we are at 4.82, so that would jump us up to 5.32. Round up. Yeah, I mean, I would take that. That sounds very nice. What else would we get? Official capacity, +1. Official starting skill level, +1. I actually like that a lot because check this out. If we look over at our sectors, over here under the Governments tab, we have 2 sectors. The Earth sector with 3 colonies and the Frontier sector with 3 more colonies. However, if I'm not mistaken, the Earth sector has a sector governor, but the Frontier sector doesn't. Now, probably because we are limited on our officials. So if we grab a new official, we could then hire an official and put them in charge of the Frontier sector, converting it to not the Frontier sector. But that would give bonuses to those 3 colonies. I also realize Uproth Prime is in the process of being colonized right now. They're probably about 6 months out. So yeah, we'll go to our 6th colony. So what other options are real quickly? Imperious architecture. This would give us the effect of capital buildings and housing buildings provide 1 additional housing each. Not urgent. I don't think we're having housing shortages on any of our colonies yet. In early game, housing's not that big of a deal. It's just not. And then finally, public trust officers. Oh, they sound so pleasant. I would love to have those. Unlock edict, enhance surveillance, and your enforcers also produce 1 unity. That's unity through enforcement. You're welcome. Listen, we'll have to take them all eventually to complete the capstone on domination. But for right now, clearly, like out of those 3, this is S tier. Colonial Viceroys is S tier in comparison to the other 2. So we're grabbing it. We will adopt it. Fantastic. And then this will pop over as soon as the month rolls around. But what I want to check is we want to go to our leaders tab right now. I haven't looked at leaders in a while. Okay, so up at the top here, we can see officials, 3 of 4. So we gained a 4th official. Perfect. We wanted that. We only have 1 of 3 commanders, and we have 4 of 4 scientists. So we're running 4 science ships to the max right now. So we're going to want to hire an official. And what are our officials currently doing? So I want to sort by officials. Here's our 3 officials at the top of the sort. We have Sabera, who is the president of the whole shebang, ruling from Earth. We have Dolores Mwanga, who was our previous president, but we've retained her because it's a democracy. We don't have to cut her head off or anything. She is currently governing at Owaikiki Prime. What's a mouthful? And Yoshi is governing Earth from Earth. So bear in mind that the president is ruling from Earth, but is not the governor of Earth. So let's take a look at a couple of things here before we jump on this. We're going to jump into Earth. You can see there is Yoshi. He's an official. Cool. Let's jump to our next world. Alpha Centauri, right there. Yoshi is the sector governor, but not the governor. Let's go to our next world. Same thing, Sirius Prime. Yoshi is the sector governor, but no governor there. And let's jump to the frontier worlds. Dolores is Minister of State and the governor of Owaikiki. Let's skip to the next world. Wencourt Prime has no governor, and there is no sector governor. So that's interesting. So it does mean that within, and this is probably something, we click on the governments tab, you have, what the hell is the name for this? You have your leaders. There's a term for it. I can't think of it off the top of my head because it doesn't say the word anywhere. But listen, a defense minister. You have all your ministers, your presidents. They can also have a second job. For instance, our head of research here is Herman, but Herman is also serving on the Gagarin right now. So they can have dual roles. They can sit here in your cabinet. I can't think of the freaking word for it. But your government leaders can also have sub roles. So, for instance, Augustina is a commander, Minister of Defense, and she's commanding the First Fleet. Sabira is the president, and she is ruling from Earth. But I don't think she is the governor of Earth. She is not. Interesting. Let's jump back into the government tab. Obviously, Herman is the head of research, and he's commanding from the Gagarin. And Dolores is the Minister of State, and she's also governing OY Crikey. So you can dual purpose some of your leaders. Now, that being said, how do I select a sector leader? Right? So Yoshi is in charge of the entire sector. We know that of Earth. But how would we set the frontier sector as a new sector? The frontier is a generic term. We didn't name that. So we want to promote that to its own sector. We will do that through planets and sectors, which we have not looked at yet. Okay, here we go. So I'm glad we're getting into this. Right now, we have a single sector. You can see it's the only one there. It's sorted by type, governor, name, pops, output, districts. And right over here, edit sector. That's cool. I want to create a sector, though. Right click. Click there to open this planets and sectors. Edit sector. I'm trying to be careful here because I don't want to edit the Earth sector. Editing sector. Remove systems. Add systems. This is not where we want to do this from. We need to go to the planet to create a new sector out of it. Yes. Let's zoom out real quick and get a feel for this space. If I'm not mistaken, this white-ish bubble here, over to here, down to here, and it ends here around Zvox, is the Earth sector, if I'm not mistaken. Can I click on that to verify it? Not really well. And then if I click on the frontier sector, now it's not really doing it. It's not doing anything for me. But we can choose now Wenkwert or OY Crikey. I think Wenkwert would be a better choice for this sector capital because it's well behind the front line of Stratal and it's not too close to the border area here. You can see OY Crikey, then Wasset. It's at least 3 systems away from our border with Olam here. So let's jump to the Wenkwert planet and we'll see if we can promote it to a sector capital. Bear with me. Wenkwert, double click. There you go. Create new sector. Big brain. I forgot that. I'll be completely honest. It's been 2 months since I've been on Stellaris at all. However, think about how confusing that is as a setup. The fact that when we go to our planets and sectors box, there is no way to create a new sector up here. I don't see it. Why? I don't know. We should be able to see it, but we can't. So yeah, here we go. Simple. Create sector, Wenkwert Prime, and over here, this automatically renamed it to Wenkwert Prime Sector. Now, interestingly, it's closed this down and we can't quite access it, but I'm assuming when the month rolls around, we'll be able to see it. In the meantime, let's get a leader in there. We will need to hire a leader. So I'm going to close down Wenkwert. We're going to jump back to our leaders tab. We're going to go back to officials, and these are recruitable officials here. We have 5 available, no external. Yeah, okay. So they are all coming in at first level. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we should be able to recruit these people 1 level higher than what we're getting them at. Is that not true? Right here, level 1. Maybe what's okay. We're gonna be cautious about this. Let's jump back into our Unities tab. Unity tab. Official starting skill level +1. I'm gonna roll the clock forward till the month turns over before I hire that person because you just clearly saw all 5 possible officials were at level 1. Let's run the clock.
Ships upgraded.
Shit. Are those aliens? Wait, who are they? Oh, they're the gardeners. Okay, they're. I was just like, what's happening? This is the Wentworth gardeners. We're fine. Okay, month rolled around. First fleet has been fully repaired. Okay, we got a couple things going on here. So, fleet is upgraded. Awesome. I know I'm getting all ahead of myself here, but how do we combine these two fleets? Split fleet? No, thank you. Can I just drag these guys onto here? No, hold on. Let's back out. One thing at a time. Here we go. Second fleet. I just clicked on the entire system to see the second fleet and the third fleet at the same time. I think that makes sense. I'm going to grab these four. And it's asking me to transfer all. Yeah. There you go. 15 of 15. Single fleet called the third fleet. Perfect. They're fully upgraded. Yeah, fully repaired. Nothing else we need to worry about there for now. So that's done. What else do we have? Repairs complete. Here we are at Ishnian. That's right. We're using their shipyard. So we've done the repairs and we will have them start upgrading. Oh my gosh. You can repair at a star base that falls under your vassalage, but you cannot upgrade there. Oh, I'm gonna run the clock. Yep. Look at, they're going to go upgrade. Interesting. Maybe because repairing doesn't expose your technology, maybe that's the logic, but upgrading at an alien starbase would expose too much of the deep technology of your species, of your civilization, so you don't risk it. So they are going to go back to straddle. That's fine, but we learned something new. You can repair at a vassal station, but you can't upgrade at a vassal station. Hey, learned something new. We're going to close that down. But I now want to jump back to our leaders, because if you remember, we're trying to get a leader. We're going to click official. We're going to scroll. No, okay, so listen, it's still showing the 5 officials available is level 1. I'm assuming when we hire them, they'll go to level 2. I can't imagine what else +1 to your official starting level is if this doesn't do that. I don't know. Okay, who's the best pick though? It's going to cost us straight 100 unity, which is fine. We're building it up. We probably needed to wait a month anyway before we would have had the 100. It's then going to cost us 2 unity per month just as a tax, an ongoing tax. Age isn't too big of a thing. They're slightly younger. No one's too old. So who would really be suitable for the Wentworth sector, right? There she is. Wentworth Prime Sector. Now, these are newer colonies, so they're trying to grow. These are pretty nascent colonies, tiny. So I could see something like Frontier Spirits, colony ship build speed, colony development speed plus 15%. No, that's not really. I mean, I guess it would help up Roth Prime, but the sector's already pretty well established. I mean, it's already got 3 colonies in it. I don't think that's it. What else do we have? Righteous. Now, we don't care about crime too much. Architectural interest. Building and district upkeep minus 10%, meaning they're cheaper to maintain them. Upkeep tax. Planetary build speed plus 10%. That's not colony. That's the buildings on your planet get built 10% faster. That sounds really good. And as a sector governor, that would provide -5 plus 5. However, they're wasteful. Job consumer goods upkeep plus 10% as governor or 5% as a sector governor. I don't like the wastefulness. I don't. What else do we got? Resilient. Leader lifespan plus 10 years. Unifier. Unity from jobs plus 5%. And that's only as a planetary governor. That's fascinating. That does not... There is no sector governor equivalent for that. I don't know why. I didn't realize that would be the case. And then finally, Reformer. Monthly unity plus 5. And this is the Empire effect as a counselor on our council. I guess that's what I was... That's the word for it. Sure, whatever. The ruling party ministers. They're ministers, right? Okay. Well, they're not going to be a counselor. I'm really fascinated by this because what it's telling us is that some of these leaders are not suitable whatsoever as a sector as a sector governor. Honestly, really just Fabiana Diaz would meet that criteria, where she could build faster and the upkeep is less. However, job consumer goods upkeep is going to increase by 5%. Oh, that's not great. What about our other three leaders here? They're all in important jobs. I mean, the president's doing president stuff. Can the president be a sector leader? I don't think so. We could try it because look, they have the frontier spirit and the reformer. Although that's just as a counselor again. Empire effect as a counselor. Oh wow, those are both as counselor. That's fascinating. What do we got down here? Empire effect as counselor. Empire effect as counselor. Why is that crossed out? Fertility preacher with an X on it. Counselor traits only take effect when the leader is assigned to a council position, obviously, and Yoshi isn't. Yoshi's the governor of Earth. And Crikey Prime already has Dolores there as the Minister of State. I think Dolores could potentially be the sector governor. I'll tell you, it's tricky. Neither one of these look really suitable. Like you can see these little green hex symbols mean that they are on the council. I think it's going to have to be Fabiana Diaz. So yeah, let's hire her. Yes, there you go. And let's jump back over to Wentworth Prime. Leader slot. Fabiana. Can I? Waiting to be assigned? Yeah, no shit. Sorry. Oh. Am I missing something? What? So sorry, what's going on? What? Whoa, why can't I select her? Why can't I select her? I'm confused. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. Sectors, planet sectors. Okay, Fabiana. No. There we go. Oh, that's so weird. I'm a little frustrated. I don't know why it did that. Okay, but this is interesting though. Let's just take one quick glance. I just realized under the planets and sectors tab, although we're not seeing the planets, we are seeing the sectors. Look at this. It is totaling up all the resources gathered from all the colonies and all the stations in the sector. And you can see that Wentworth Prime is a lightweight right now. It's giving us a ton of research, bit of unity, bit of consumer goods, but it's coming up a little short on food and minerals, barely breaking even on energy credits and alloys. Whereas the Earth sector, which is the heart of our civilization, has big double digits in energy, mineral, alloy. Food is definitely falling behind. But yeah, just it's a way, I guess, at a glance to get a feel for what's going on. Now, though, when we jump into the Wentworth Prime systems, we'll start here. We can see Dolores is the governor, and then I'm going to scroll over, and I can see Fabiana Diaz, and you can see here Fabiana is also the sector governor for Uproth. Now, question, folks, I don't know the answer to this. Is Fabiana doubling as the governor here? I think so. How could we tell that? I think she's both the sector governor and the planetary governor. Now, does that stack? Right? Is she giving we'll say the plus 10% to the planetary build speed to Wentworth here, and then an additional 5% on top as the sector governor? Or is it just saying, no, on the planet she's housed on, she's just simply more effective as the governor, and it supersedes her sector governor bonuses? This is technical, but it's worth figuring out. How can we figure that out? Let's think about this. we just assigned her. Let's let this run to the month real quick just to make sure all the numbers update. There we go. We just passed into June. So when we mouse over, we should be able to see little things like upkeep. We want to look at our building upkeeps then here. Planetary build speed, I'm looking down at the bottom. Architectural interest is at a plus 10%. That's right there. You see where the Autochathon monument down at the very bottom, planetary build speed is sitting at that plus 10% from the architectural interest. That is coming from Fabiana, not from the sector governorship. There is not an additional 5% to that build speed. If we click in here, let's click. We'll just mouse over a civilian industries. I'm looking down at the planetary build speed for civilian industries. Clearly, it shows a 10%, not a 15%. And even up at the top under civilian industries, then down upkeep, base, architectural interest, minus 10%. That again is for the upkeep. The base for the civilian industries structure, if we were to build it, would be a base 2 energy tax that upkeep's reduced to 1.8 energy because of the 10% reduction of architectural interest. Definitely not a minus 15%. Also not a minus 5%. Now, we've established that Fabiana Diaz is not only the sector governor, but she is the proper governor of Wentworth. But only her governor stats affect Wentworth. Let's look at one of our other colonies in her sector and see how that affects stuff. Now, interestingly, we can jump over to Dolores' world, where Dolores is the governor, but Fabiana is the sector governor. Let's take a look at one of our buildings here. We have Hollow Theater base cost. I'm not liking that so much. So check this out. I'm not seeing a 5% reduction in the upkeep in that Hollow Theater. So we're getting a little in the weeds here, but what I'm realizing is that I am having a lot of trouble understanding how to assign sector governors, planetary governors, and to get the benefits. Now, it's possible that Dolores, being the proper governor, is overriding sector governorship. And because Dolores doesn't provide those effects, she's not letting any of Fabiana's abilities in. It's like, no. Only one governor. You don't get to double up. What that tells me then is that a sector governor gives their lesser ability, their 1/2 bonuses, to all the planets in their sectors that don't have a governor assigned. Now, we will be able to tell that when Uproth becomes a proper colony and we can start looking at buildings, or I think we can jump up to Earth here. Let's go to Earth. We have Yoshi, and remember, Yoshi is, in fact, the sector governor for these other worlds. So let's look at Yoshi's capabilities. What does Yoshi get for us? He's a fertility preacher. So pop growth speed plus 3%. That's as a counselor, though. Not as a governor. Oh, God, is he not giving us anything as a governor? Oh, I'm so frustrated. How about this leader experience gain plus 10%? Oh, well, hold on. Here we go. He gets the base stuff. We've been looking at their special abilities, the special traits, but any official gets some very generic stuff. So we can see the sector governor effect is for basic resources a plus 1%, advanced resources from jobs plus 1%, strategic resources plus 1%. Great. As the planetary governor, those would be doubled to plus 2%. Very cool. Very cool. Governing home planet effect, plus 2 amenities. Just by his charm, his great smile, and his cool ponytail, he gives a plus 2 amenities. Yeah, it's ponytail trimmings. Pretty sweet. But let's just take a quick look here at what would get us the numbers we want. Can I look into food? Yeah, it's not breaking it out for us. I'm trying to see. I want to see a breakdown of these bonuses, right? We know we're producing food. We've got farmers. all this should be producing 2% more, and I'm just trying to see where that would come in. I see, let's see. Any of these, we're just going to scroll through real quick. It's like super masked. Gosh, you guys, I'm a little frustrated. How would I get at that detail? Under population? Let's jump to food? No. I see produces food is sitting at 11.8. Might 2% be rolled up in there somewhere? I'm frustrated because it's very hidden from us. I can't really dig into that. Production, upkeep, yeah, crap. Okay, well, I'm going to guess that's what's happening then, is that as a sector governor, you're going to get the 1/2. As a planetary governor, you don't benefit from a sector governor, and you get the double value. We'll wait for Uproth to pop around, and I think we'll be able to see that more clearly. Yeah, and if we advance forward here... Oh God, you could have a governor? Yeah, if we assign a governor, it's probably going to override Yoshi. Yoshi would disappear from there, if I had to guess. And if I mouse over, none of that's showing me any of those weird values. Again, it gives us these approximates, right? This is the approximate amount. There's no exact way. There's no exact way to see that. All right, that's fine. I find it interesting because if you look at these general things, sector governor effect, it doesn't have a specific tag. It doesn't have a special term for it, like adoptionist, right? But I think you would still say, well, it's just the general tab would be sector governor special abilities. But let's run the clock. I know we burnt a lot of time there. We're at 47 minutes. I really want to keep an eye on Uproth, though. I want to see and do our final verifications when that clicks over. I see First Fleet's moving back right now. And let's just scroll down to our fleets here. Let's do a quick pause. Shipyards are not building anything for the time being. We don't have any colony ships prepared to colonize. Do we have any worlds that we may need to colonize pretty shortly? Let's look up here. Not a lot of worlds floating around. Uproth is colonized. This world is barely habitable. Elthine 3 is just sitting at 30%. 30% there at Akram. I think we're probably about as far as we can go on our colonies for now. And I'm also looking down here. I don't see any worlds available, but I'm sure this little pocket will have a planet we can colonize at some point. So let's not worry about colony ships. Could we build, with all of our alloys, more fleet? We have a little bit more headroom there. And remember, the tighter we keep that headroom on our naval capacity, the more it's going to push up our power projection, which will gain us more influence growth. So let's do that. And in particular, I really don't like what the Ishnians are doing. So let's jump into Zevox here. We'll jump into our station. We'll jump over to the shipyard, and we'll just throw out a couple of corvettes. I want to make sure we don't exceed our maximum there. So that'll get them busy building a little bit. Our constructors, we have 2 ships in orbit, the Yangtze and the India. Now, right now, we know that the Yangtze is up here waiting for Drismac, and our other one is the India. Oh boy, India, no. So they've pulled Obskaiki in, but we need to get them to work on a mining station, followed by a research station. Probably should have kept an eye on that a little bit sooner. And I also see that, again, these damn Ishnians, their science ships are just continuing to spread out in all directions. That looks fine, though. And then all of our science ships, we can easily see at a glance that they are, in fact, currently working on various problems. I think we're working on archaeological excavation here. Survey ship with the Russian. The Russian ship is currently surveying... Where are you at, Russian ship? Where's the Russian ship? Right here. Yeah. Oh, they're working on big anomalies, big complex anomalies. And then our single survey ship is right There, the Darwin working away. So we'll run the clock. Everyone's got a job. Can we get some fleets repaired? Gonna pause again real quick, just because I don't want to pull fleets out unnecessarily, but let's improve the 4th fleet, which is in orbit at Earth. That's fine. They don't have to go anywhere to do that. We have 2 fleets over here at Stratal, and we will command both of, well, just the 6th fleet to improve right now. So that'll get most of our fleets fully improved. Ship upgrades done. We have a system surveyed, which is where Queb Duran is finally done. And we want to, well, that's a good question. Do we send the Darwin onwards? It's further south. I don't think we should. This is why. From Queb Duran, there are 2 ways in. Or do we move forward one more system? Or do we have them go back and start filling in all these gaps? This could be our new choke point. Whatever this is could become the new choke point, and that would close off 1, 2, 3, 4 additional star systems. If we move forward one more, we're getting a little greedy, but that's spreading out is part of the name of the game. Gosh, I almost think we should go for it. Yeah, let's go for it. What the heck? We're gonna. Oh, it looks like they're already en route to do that. Oh, it looks like they're trying to seal off to here actually, and they can move again, seal off to there. They can keep pushing forward. Okay, that's settled. And then construction complete at Fainove. Pull out of there. Yeah. All right. I don't know what else this constructor's supposed to do. There's not a lot they can do. I would say at this point, we have more constructors than we need. I mean, the reality is that the India is just going to backfill in behind the Darwin pretty much at the same rate the Darwin can survey. And we do want to be cautious because, well, how about this? Let's just have the Fainove return to Zvox. That way, it's kind of in a centralized location. If anything came up and we needed a constructor back towards the Earthways or out this way, we'll have a spare ship. But for the time being, I think we're doing pretty good with this ship here at just match. So yeah, let's run the clock. That takes care of our construction.
Ships upgraded. Colony
Fleet's upgraded there. Colony established. Fantastic. Fleet upgrade's done. You know, we have a first contact pending. Where did that just happen? Frights. Mysterious spacefarers. The public has been informed of a potential first contact scenario in the Orem system, where the presence of an unidentified spacecraft has registered. Early data suggests that the vessel is capable of hyperspace travel and likely originates from a previously unknown alien civilization. Representatives from all branches of the government are being briefed on this developing situation, as well as our ongoing efforts to translate. Keep at it. This is coming out of Orem. Stage 3, we have an envoy. Radmilla is working on it. We'll close that down. And where is Orem, folks? What am I looking at? Oh, potentially habitable world there. Down at Lishval. We're going to want that, very likely. But still, though, Orem. Why am I having trouble finding Orem? Orem? Sorry, I'm confused. That's not our ship. That's an Ishian constructor. I don't exactly know how we made first contact. Or is that the first contact procedure? Hold on. Maybe? Fallen Empires, pre-known players. It's not really showing me whoever the frights were, whatever they are called. Okay, I'm not going to sweat it. Orem's really far away, so we'll just roll the clock forward. Oh, wait, we have a new colony. Hold on. Don't want to get too upper off. Let's jump in there. Here we go. So we know that Fabiana Diaz is the sector governor. So based off of all the him and Han I did before, what this means is that we'll get a 5% increase to building speed. We come down here, architectural interests, minus 5%. There you go. That's correct. Sector governors allow a single governor to provide a small half benefit to every ungoverned planet in a sector, but a governor proper will override that, deleting any value of a sector governor. Okay, does not stack. Very cool. The more you know. What kind of cool stuff? We have 60% habitability. That's just on the cusp of being viable. It's not a great planet. It's big cost for us. You can see the penalties from low habitability are pop amenity usage is plus 40%. That's a massive tax. Population upkeep plus 40%. Massive tax. Resources from jobs minus 20%. And pop growth speed minus 20%. Yeah, it makes this just way less of a good colony. What we know is going to happen, though, being experienced players, is that we will gain technologies through the end of the beginning and the mid game that will increase our habitability by 5%, 10%, 15%. And it's going to automatically push that 60% arid world into the 70, 75. It'll get us into the green without us having to do anything special in the long run. So it will eventually work out, but it's going to be slow going for right now, unfortunately. Features, no rare planetary features, and there are 2 blockers. We'll just take a quick look. Dangerous wildlife, quicksand basin. We don't have to worry about those for right now. Plenty of amenities, because primarily it's the reassembled ship shelter is giving us a good truckload of amenities, just a straight +7. It looks like 3 housing, the 1 building slot, and the colonist job. We get an additional building slot because we're expansionist or something. One of our Unity picks up here, I believe, gave us that 2nd building slot. We might as well just check while we're here. Society management, expansion. Just looking through, one of these should have gotten us the building slot. New colonies start with 1 additional population. That's why we have 2 pops instead of 1. Pop growth speed. It came through. Oh, I could have sworn we got it, but we did. It's not here. It's not here. I see under the finisher, it gives us 1 extra max district on planets. For real? That's it. I could have sworn we got an extra building slot. We get the extra pop. I'm like losing my mind here. Certainly not under discovery. There's no reason that would do that. Okay, well, gee, the extra building slot. We don't get an extra building slot. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's so weird. What else is important here? We have a lot of districts. So listen, energy, nearly non-existent. Mineral, nearly non-existent. You could do a lot of agriculture here, although we don't have a need for that. So I'm saying that this is probably going to be like an ore manufacturing world or possibly a Unity development world. However, if you look here, we have no special capabilities. We'd have little icons there. If there's anything special about this world, there really isn't. Let's take one more look at our habitability hits, though. What we know is that resources from jobs are going to be at a minus 20%. That's all jobs. So in that sense, it's not really going to matter whether we are doing this as an alloy in consumer goods world or we're doing it as a Unity world, but it ain't going to be an energy or a mineral. Oh, there you go. Still, though, I am kind of surprised, though. I'm looking here. We have our 2 colonists. Wow, that's so weird. If anyone knows how you get an extra building slot, there must be some other feature under one of these that would get you that. Won't even let me see the others right now. Okay, like I said, I'm not going to figure that out right now. So what would we start with? I've been having a really good time doing the hollow theaters. Hollow theaters, I think we've kind of ubiquitously have become ubiquitous in all of our new colonies because they're going to get you Unity and they're going to get you a boat ton of amenities. Once you have that there, you kind of don't need to worry about amenities again. So let's just cycle back here. Oh, we have the Autochathon Monument. That is giving us tons of Unity. That's fantastic. they haven't moved away from the reassembled ship shelter yet. They're going to be closing in on that really fast. Let's go back another. There's the Hollow Theater. Let's go back another. There's the Hollow Theater in the energy grid. There's the Hollow Theater. Hollow Theater. All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to push for the Hollow Theater immediately. And we will probably get the monument going at some point. Because again, I'm not really sure what we're going to do with this world yet. It's questionable. But there you go. Give them something to do. And actually, let's follow that up with, how about a city district? Can we get that built? Yeah. That'll keep them busy for like the next 2 years approximately. At some point, we may focus them in on one of the two industrial trades there, either consumer good or alloy. But for the time being, we'll focus on Unity, see if we can make a go of that, and we'll run the clock. But you know what? I feel like we've gotten some good answers to questions, clarified some things. We learned stuff about how vassals, space docks, star bases can repair your fleets, but they can't upgrade your fleets. And I think we've gotten a much clearer idea of the difference between a planetary governor and a sector governor and how they don't overlap. So I feel like I learned something just by focusing in today. We're just over an hour. And let's read this last little bit here about the galactic community, and we'll call it a night. So, as more and more spacefaring civilizations establish formal relations with one another, the galaxy is becoming a vibrant and lively place. To avoid tragic misunderstandings between nations, an increasing number of diplomats have called for the establishment of a new pan-galactic organization, a community, if you will, where the empires of the galaxy can meet to discuss important matters. Should the United Nations of Earth pledge to support the creation of the galactic community? We're the United Nations of Earth, so I think so. But let's just take a look. Yes, that is a worthy endeavor. We will support the creation, or no, we have no time for this. We won't. But yeah, we're going to buy in there, folks. I'm going to stop the clock right there. And next session, what? Oh, shit. Okay, next session, we're going to spend our 110 influence. We were gaining influence pretty fast. Definitely falling off my game there. We need to move the India on to claim probably these next two systems pronto. We may even send the Adriatic on. Yeah, let's send the Adriatic on right now to Fenry. We're just going to move her there. We won't have her commit, but let's get 2 construction ships going there. Depending on how urgent we feel it, we're going to grab Higaski. Let's see. Higshikaata first, then maybe Feni, but we may grab Dristmak up here. We'll look at it. We'll see, because as of right now, the Darwin has not detected any Xenos. And obviously the Darwin from here, from Lishval, will move to here and then to here. So if she can get out there a little ways, we may not grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that quickly. Or or maybe we should. I don't know. Let's get 2 constructors in position, though, to support each other and leapfrog, claiming those as quick as we can. Because as of right now, unless I'm mistaken, that will only cost us 52 influence. We can get 2 of them in short order and already be well on our way to a third. Okay. That's where we're leaving off here. If you watched, thank you so much. Take care, folks. I will see you on the next one.